You're watching Washington on CBS 10 WILM. Here's your host, Don Ansell.
Okay, we're back. We're joined now for this festival edition of Byline with the chair of the Azalea Festival Parade, along with the president of the Azalea Festival, Sherman Kreiner, Raymond Bray. Hey, Ray.
Hi, Don. How are you doing?
Killer voice. Takes you back to our radio days. I did a little research, and actually, in the past about the festival. The parade was part of the very first festival.
Yeah, it dates back all the way to the beginning of the parade.
It does, to 1948.
1948.
And we'll play a little trivia. I don't know if you know how many units they had in the first parade, but
No, actually, I couldn't answer that question.
They had 13.
They had 13. Is that?
It is,
I'm going to have to look that up.
It is true. Now, how many you got this year?
We have a total of 159 units.
I would say the festival has grown some, and that event's grown
exponentially.
some.
So we've had as high as almost 220 units in the course of the year.
Is that by intention?
No, not really.
It just varies.
It just varies
year to year.
So, yeah, this year has been really hit by the economy, so we're kind of a shortfall. We're actually 30 units shy than where we were last year.
But I mean, the parade is a pretty long event, so.
Yeah, it encompasses about 3 hours. So it starts at 9 and ends at 12. So we try
doesn't
to
start at 9 for you, though, does it?
No, it does not. Unfortunately, not.
Yeah. So. And we'll talk about Parade Day in just a minute. How long have you been heading up the event as chair?
I was assistant chair last year to Stephen Cole, and this year this is my first year primary as chairman.
But you've worked on this event because the learning curve has to be pretty steep.
9 years.
Yeah, yeah, and I haven't talked about how many volunteers it takes to put on this festival because it's an amazing process. But how many volunteers does it take just to do the parade? Well,
for myself, I have a wonderful committee. We're actually a larger committee than what they're used to having. So I have a total of 11 people
on
that
the
assist
committee.
Me. Yeah, total of us 11.
With everybody involved, just to make it happen that morning, what does it take?
About 50 to 60 people to put it together and organize it.
All right, so now how does Parade Day unfold? You start at...
With utter chaos.
But you know that in advance, so you're poised for that.
Very prepared for it. I'm more than...
All right, so you start out at what, I mean, you'll get down to where everybody meets and the units all go. What time?
We will actually, the preparations for the parade actually start Wednesday evening. Then they kick off Friday evening. We'll be back down there to go ahead and organize for early Saturday morning, which most of us will be there about 4 or 4:30 in the morning to get started.
Right, and as a matter of fact, if anybody's been traveling downtown, you can see the bleachers that are being assembled on the steps of City Hall. The parade route, I'm not going to ask you to describe it, but folks can see it online, can't they? Yes,
they can. They can find it online. It's on the Azalea Festival website.
Yeah, and once again, that's ncazaleafestival.org, ncazaleafestival.org. I think it's flashing on the screen right now, so go there. You can find out every detail about the festival and check out the parade route. What kind of crowds have you had, and what are you thinking this year for the parade?
Well, hopefully we'll have a good turnout. With the expected volunteers that we usually get and what we've actually had this year, we've got an exponential amount of additional volunteers, and I want to attribute that to probably the economy, people wanting to find something to do, give back to the community in itself, and enjoy the event. We're probably expecting, on an average, we usually get between 400,000, but hopefully I'm pretty much expecting, if the weather's good, to even have more.
Say that again.
About 400,000 people.
That's 4 and 6 zeros. 400,000. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people to entertain.
Great. Yeah.
So,
I'm sorry. My director told me it's 5 zeros. That's why I don't do my own income tax. One of the issues that people, I think, pops up in their mind is parking. Where am I going to park? And what if it rains? Well, that event goes on rain or shine.
Rain or shine, we're there.
And I remember some of the years. It's kind of, I mean, I love sitting at home watching it on TV.
I think over the last 10 years, I think we've had, I want to say, 2 occurrences where we've had rain, but I mean, one of the occurrences that it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. But we still had a very large turnout. Everybody shows up.
What about cleanup?
Cleanup. Well, the city handles that, and they do a very, very good job. I mean, within 30 minutes of the event, after it's gone through, it's cleaned up, back to normal.
Sherman, just chat briefly about the festival. It's self-sustaining. You don't get funds.
No, it's privately funded.
It's right. And are there years that ever fall short financially?
To be honest with you, probably about 8 or 9 years ago, the festival was running a pretty hefty deficit. And through being careful with the budget and frugal with the money, we're able to weather rainy days. And I will tell you, with the way the economy's been the last 6 months, we're in a rainy day now. And so we've been good stewards with the money so that we can get past these bad times and preserve the tradition we have here in Wilmington.
How much revenue do you think the Azalea Festival brings to the region?
We'd had an economic study done by UNCW about 6 years ago. And what you have, the estimates being, is about $5 million to the economy.
Pumps into the economy.
Right, and about 300,000 people that attend our events. And I believe the number that for the parade attendance that was given in that study is about 100,000 come down for that. I hope Ray's number is right and my number's wrong.
We'll go somewhere in between that. What are your biggest concerns right now as you start into the festival week?
Weather. That's,
yeah.
You know, basically at this point it's things you cannot control, but then at the same time, since you can't control them, why lose sleep over them? You know, last year we had Sugarland that had to cancel because the singer was sick. You know, you're always worried about
things
something like that. But really it boils down to the weather. You know, if it's inclement, then people aren't going to come out for some of the events the way they would. And I did check the weather yesterday because it was the first glimpse to do a 10-day forecast, and it seems to be pretty good. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. And
first official event for you, this year, is?
The coronation. You mean for the actual Azalea Festival?
Yeah.
Because the official event is the art unveiling, and then there's been events since then. But anyway, the official
Azalea
event
Week.
Correct. For Azalea Week is the Queen's coronation, which will be down there across from the federal courthouse.
At Riverfront Park.
Correct. Right there where the big tall ship is.
She will cruise down the river.
Right.
Is that right?
The Henrietta will bring us down the river.
Yeah.
The Queen will come out and disembark. I'm really excited about that ceremony because Walker Taylor, who is the oldest living or past president, will do the crowning, and then my daughter.
And that's Thursday.
Right. And my daughter will be singing the national anthem.
Oh.
And I don't know how much she's
We're just about out of time.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Ray, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Don.
Don't forget, it's ncazaleafestival.org, and if you want to see Byline online, go to wilm-tv.com. I'm Don Ansell. Have a great week.
You've been watching Byline Wilmington on CBS 10.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Join us every Sunday morning at 11 as we explore the issues that concern you.